Hello guys, you are welcome to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Oluwadaisi Funsho Felix and I am a brand strategist. So today we will be looking at how to land global opportunities as a brand strategist or as a freelancer, looking at it from a general perspective. So you would ask me, why this video? So why this video? For people that actually know me, they might find this video like quite not on brand because it's not something that I really talk about on a daily basis, even on my socials. But I think for long form content, I would like to hopefully in the future dive more into these kind of things, and I will share my personal experiences on how to go about these kind of things because I have passed through them. So let's go. So the first thing is that sometimes you won't get the primary role that you're looking to get. You just have to be prepared for the adjacent roles, and when you get your foot in, then walk your way up. It might feel like a regular advice, but to be honest, it's not. Your primary role in this global company might not be available. You know why? Because a lot of people in the branding space, for example, a brand strategist, which I am, a brand designer, an illustrator, or like a say typographer. But all these roles in the branding scene, the primary roles get filled up. They are the ones that the company need like 80% of the time. So usually they would source for these roles in their local domain. And sometimes it will be difficult for you in like Nigeria for you to get this primary role in a company that is in New Zealand or Australia or UK. The primary role might probably involve you being in the office 80% of the time, right? So in cases like this, if you have your eyes set on getting these roles in a global company, you have to look for roles that it is essentially plausible, that it is logically plausible for it to be a remote role and that you can do well. For example, you are a brand designer, you are very good, no doubt, but you're in Nigeria, you don't have the capacity yet to relocate, but you want to do this role for a company abroad. Let's face it, you might probably not get it, and you have a few chance of actually getting it, especially if it is like a company that is all established, right? But there are some other adjacent brand design role in a company that you have a chance of getting, and that will not require your presence in the office 100% of the time. For example, it could be an associate design role, it could be a consulting kind of role, it could be a junior role, especially for the mid-level brand design roles. It could be a research kind of assistant. For example, as a brand strategist, which I am, especially if the company is not operating remotely, but they are willing to make some roles available for remote workers, they probably might not need you to be the chief brand strategist, right? Due to distance and everything. There are some adjacent strategy roles. For example, you could be a virtual workshop designer or a workshop facilitator. You could be like a studio manager. A brand strategist can work as a studio manager because you have the ideas about how these things work. You could work as a art director, things that doesn't really require, that might not necessarily require your 100% presence physically. That is what I'm trying to say. In certain cases, you might not get to see your primary role available on a platter. So you have to kind of make a plan B. Okay, so this point, it's quite tricky, and it's not taking a shit on what you do or kind of shading you what you do essentially. But I just want you to understand that I just want you to be realistic and tamper your expectations with a little bit realism, because you might not find your primary route. Let's be honest. but there are some adjacent roles that will be available remotely that you need to know if it's something that you can excel at. And if it's not something that you can excel at the moment, then try to make sure that you excel at them. So yeah, that is all what I'm going to say about that. I hope you get what I'm saying. I hope you understand it. And I hope that you don't see it from the angle of you are not fit enough to work in this role on a global level. No, it's just the obvious barriers that might limit you from getting those roles. So secondly, you need to be hyper strategic about your positioning and your networks or how you network. So when it comes to strategic positioning and networking, of course, a lot of people will think personal branding, which is 100% a key part of your positioning and even the quality of the networks that you have or that you receive or that you will later acquire, right? So there's something that I really want to talk about here, which is very important. Everybody knows that they need to build a personal brand. Then there are two categories. One, the people that are already doing it, and two, the people that they don't feel like doing it or they don't know how to do it. They don't really make efforts, which is nice because of obviously it's working for them. Now, for the people that are doing it, they do it in two ways. It is either they are building it, they are doing it, they are building it, build it, let's just build it. Abby, you need to build it. And there are some other people that are actually amplifying it. They are being strategic about it. They know how to distribute content. They are pretty particular about what they are talking about because they know what they want at the end of the day. So it's those people that I'm actually talking about. Being strategic about your positioning and also being strategic about how you are amplifying your brand. So it's a different thing to post content. Oh, they need to post content. Okay, let me go to Twitter. Bam, send, right? Publish. Instagram. Let me find a sush picture in my gallery. Bam, posted. And at the end of the day, you ask yourself, I'm building this thing. I'm building follower. My follower is not coming and stuff, right? You are building, but you're not necessarily amplifying. Okay. So when it comes to amplification, it's like, okay, I have this piece of content, I have these thoughts in my head. How do I flesh it out? How do I ensure that the world knows about this content and what I'm doing? Flesh out that thought in a long form article. Post it on Medium. Make the announcement on your WhatsApp status, your Twitter, on your Instagram story. That is fine. Pick a small part of the article, turn it into a video, push it on your socials. If it's LinkedIn, yes. If it's Twitter, yes. If it's Instagram, yes. Right? And then pick a small part of a small part from the article that you wrote, flesh it out into a thread on Twitter, right? Post something really cool about it on LinkedIn, right? So that is being strategic about how you amplify a brand. A lot of people miss out on the fact that one content could extend to be like 6 proper pieces of content. And that is why I like Gary V a lot. I don't know if you know Gary V. Gary V is someone that understands this perfectly, right? He spreads out his content. He can talk about one thing in 10, 20 different ways. And when he posts about it, you won't even know that is the same thing that I was talking about. So that is how to be really strategic about amplifying the content. You need to know that this is what I want to be known for, right? Your positioning. Branding is what I want to be known for. And I'm thankful that I have been able to achieve that. You probably know me because I talk about branding. I'm not talking about football. I'm not talking about design, maybe not much. I talk about it, but not much. I'm not talking about UI or UX, right? I'm talking about brand or brand strategy. So the same thing for you. What do you want to be known for? Is it African strategy? That is fine. Is it African centric designs? That is cool. Is it typography? That is awesome. Just find that space that you want to plug yourself into and, focus. Now to the third point, be grounded in a way or a unique philosophy about your field. See, let me tell you something. I used to say this a lot. Everybody might be saying the same thing, right? but the way you will say it will be different from the way another person would say it. So one of the things that probably helped me while getting all these global roles is that the founders understood that I have a unique way of saying things. I have a unique philosophy about how brands should work. There is a similar ground that we share that kind of helped me get my foot into the door. It's something that a lot of founders are looking for. They are looking for someone that don't share in the regular way of thinking. They want people who don't subscribe to the mainstream. In our experiences, in our spaces, you would find that these people that are actually getting these levels, they are people that they believe in something. They believe strongly in a unique philosophy about their field. What is your unique perspective about this thing? What angle are you coming from? This is very important. And even if you haven't clarified this, you should aim to clarify your angle. It might not be obvious. A good way to do this is to go kind of like evaluate what you've put out in the past, your thoughts, right? You can go back the timeline, go and see what you're putting out. What is that thing that you are really particular about? What is that thing? What is that thing that you are really crazy about? No matter how unconventional it is, try as much as possible to start to weave it into your communication. Start to weave it into your comms and your content and what have you. Your unconventional ideas are what is going to help you build some sort of goodwill with the people who want to give you an opportunity in the company, or just help you build a community of your own. And finally, to the last point, take a trip out of Nigeria. Like I said, my third point was unconventional, and yes, we are talking about this fourth point, which is really unconventional. Where it's it's I don't think it's even unconventional anymore, right? That's just the obvious choice, right? As much as possible, you would find out that there are some rules that are increasingly not being made available to remote workers. The fact that you're even in Nigeria, complex times 100. So you have to, if you are really ambitious, I believe everybody has a fair level of ambition, and if you are really caught out, that this is what you want to do, then my brothers and my sisters, you need to go outside. You need to go outside. You need to go outside. And for people that will be watching this who are probably not in Nigeria, or maybe in a nearby country in Africa, or like maybe you're not in Africa, you're in Europe or not America already, then that is super fine. That is so cool. But I guess this video is more towards people in this side of the world who have the experience and the expertise to work for these global companies. So yes, just maybe relocating. Getting opportunity in an agency is quite tricky because there are some rules that are quite reserved for people who are within, right? But if it's for shit. So, brothers and sisters, also do well to tap that subscribe button so that you are part of this little community, and you're always notified when I post a new video, because I actually plan to do more very soon. So yes, drop your feedback. Let me know what you think. What are the issues, or what are some of the thoughts that you could add to this conversation? I believe people will be looking at the comments. So yeah, feel free to drop your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next one.